So we're going to start the rebuild, and what we're doing is just flattening down. This is the choke, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it has to be exactly flat because it's a metal on metal seal. And if it's not exactly flat, it'll leak petrol. Is that right, Dave?
Yeah.
Excellent. At least I understand it. Now with this video, it's not going to be a time lapse. This is going to be a step-by-step rebuild of the Stromberg twin carburettor for Triumph Stag. So it might be a long video, but at least it's something you can literally watch and then maybe work alongside. How's that looking?
Bit of stain in there, look.
Uh-huh.
Still.
Right. Tell you what, is that going to help you?
Well, might help me when I look at it. It's going to help me when I'm just doing this.
That's looking very good on the monitor just here.
Right, just a little bit there, look.
Yep. Now, was this the one that you were saying to do it on a bit of flat glass as well, if I could?
Well,
You've got a flat plate, haven't you?
Yeah.
But if you've not got a flat plate at home, like this, then a piece of flat glass, then you're guaranteed to get it exactly flat, aren't you? That's the important thing.
That's the hope.
That's the hope. Fair enough.
At the base with that one, we'll give it a little bit of a clean.
Uh-huh. So this is paraffin?
Paraffin, yeah.
Right. What's it? Paraffin? Literally the sort of stuff you'd put in an oil lamp then.
Yeah, well, what we used to sell for, well, we used to sell blue paraffin for the heaters you used to have in the house, but
Yep.
it used to smell.
Yes.
This stuff doesn't smell so much, but...
Yeah. I used to have some oil lamps that used to burn paraffin and they used to look lovely. That looks good.
Look at the light.
Use that one, absolutely. Is that all right?
I'm looking for the holes.
Yeah, making sure you can see through them. Are these the holes that are incremental, so some of them smaller and then some of them larger?
Well, these look... What I actually look at, if you look, they're not straight holes.
Okay.
They're a series of holes. Can you see them?
I can.
Like a star, almost.
Yeah. We've got 4 holes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're going to sort of evaporate.
Yeah.
Split all the petrol up so that it's in...
Vaporised. Lovely.
That's what I was looking for,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Is that the word?
Yep.
Excellent. Right.
Oh, so that one's in.
Yeah.
I'll put that one back to that.
Okay.
I'll get the one out.
Get the other one. Now, most important tip with this is keep your carburettor separate so that you've got your offside and your near side. You don't mix them up. Apparently that's right, isn't it, Dave?
Well, yeah. Makes life easier anyway.
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff's handed, so you want to be sorting out from a pile of bits. Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
If these get water in them, which sometimes they do when the car stops, it erodes into them.
Ah, okay.
So you get a bit of a pit in them.
And then it's going to leak.
Yeah. Yours look pretty good.
Fabulous. Oh, is there a spot? Was there a little...
Pardon?
I don't know if I saw something just there or not.
Perhaps take a bit more off
Yeah.
there. I don't know whether that's going to make any difference in respect to sealing more around
Yeah.
the outside.
That side's looking perfect.
But I'll have another go
Yeah,
at it.
okay.
You can blue these up afterwards. But
It's a good way to keep warm, this, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
On a cold winter's day when you're doing this.
yeah. Have you got the one where you dismantled everything?
What, the video?
Yeah.
It's on YouTube already.
Oh, it's on YouTube already.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently it's been...
So the lawn had to take them to bits, but nobody knows how to move them.
Yeah, exactly. There's somebody out there that's waiting desperately for this instalment.
You can see that ever so plain.
Ah, good.
That one seems to be able to see it plainer than the other one, unless I got it in my better light.
Yeah, that actually looks spot on. It looks very similar. That looks just the same as the other one. But yeah, what we're looking at is make sure we can see through these 4 holes just there. Ah, that's fabulous. Right, so this wants to go which one? The near side or the...
That's near side.
Near side, right.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So now I've got to remember which way round this goes, which is on your camera. Can you remember?
Oh!
Offside we did first, didn't we?
Yes.
So we want the first photograph.
Oh, we took a photograph of it, didn't we? Right, okay. Okay, so what we've got to do now is we've got this bit that we sanded off, so it was absolutely flat. We've pushed this brass grommet through there. It's all ready to go, but to make sure that it cannot fly off the end, we've got to nick this piece. So, chisel, vise, and the reason that we've put the bolt on the bottom is so that we don't bruise this. So there we go, pop it in the vise. And a sharp tap at an angle. There we go, and hopefully, yeah, I can feel a tiny little bit of extra. And there we go. That now cannot fall off because we've got that little bruise just there. Okay, so now to rebuild the actual choke. So we need to put the spring on. Pop a retaining clip into a little groove that we've got here. There we go. So the spring is now loaded. This now goes into this point here. That's it. Then we want a star washer. No, we don't. Hang on. Dave? Right, so I've got this bit done now. Is this the part that now goes on?
A bit baffled as to what's going off here. Yeah, for just a minute, because then there's a spacer and that goes on first. Let's have a look at this card. You want the spring.
Oh, the spring. That's it.
You want the spring.
Right, we haven't got the spring. That's what we've now got to do. Is to pop this clip on here. So we've got this 90-degree part there. That goes down like that. Bring this round the other side. So it's looking like that. Now we can place this piece over the top, and then with a pair of pliers I'm going to pull this round.
Yeah, that's right, we only want one of those.
There we go. So we've now got this working. Place a spacer on there, spring washer, bolt. Didn't feel quite right. There we go. That's it.
Oh, I thought it was, I'm getting hungry.
Oh dear.
There we go.
Tom's telling here again.
It is, I know.
There we are. So that's that little section put together properly. Okay, so for the next bit of the reassembly, we're going to reinsert the needle. So what we're going to do, we've got this little washer here. We're going to put a tiny little bit of oil on, just so that it will help it on its way down. Pop this thread down in here. In you go. No, wrong way. This way down. Cool. And then we have this washer. Now it's slightly sickle shaped. You want to make sure that it's going to slide down but not come back up. So we're going to push this down. Oh, hang on, I've got a little hair there. Let's get rid of that. Push this down here. There we go, at the bottom. Now we've got a little screw just here. Just going to undo that. And the reason for that screw is that this is going to go just here, and the screw should hold this in place so the needle doesn't spin. That's it, it's not turning. Good. So now, using one of these tools, we can now tighten that washer up onto the needle. I'm not getting it biting yet, I don't think. Oh, there we go, got it. So it wants to go to where it's tightened up, and then a tiny, there we go, tiny bit back, so it's not completely nipped up. Okay, so let's just make sure that's good. And that is our dashpot needle done. So the next bit that we're going to do is we're going to insert this here. We've got a little rubber washer just here. We're going to just pop a little bit of oil again on this just to smear it over. Spread that around. Make it nice and easy for the washer to go over. Make sure we've got it all. There we go. And then this just locates in there. Okay, so we carry on. So the next piece that we're going to do is going to put the main fuel feed in. So we're going to use a block to put in here. That'll make sure that the carburettor doesn't actually take a load. Pop this here, make sure it's central and upright. And we've got a little tool that I've got here that will allow me to punch this down, but on the collar and not on this, because you don't want to upset that. So here we go. And it is now literally, make sure it's upright. Let's just have a little look. Yep, that is looking upright.
Use a bigger one.
So now I'm going to tap it in a bit, and then I'm going to use. Oh, that felt good. Let's make sure we're not going too far. So as you can see, we've still got plenty to go. So now we're going to bring out the cavalry. Let's just see where we are.
It'll stop when you get too far anyway.
Still got a way to go. Felt that. Felt that. Okay. Just got a little bit further to go. Tiny bit further to go. I think that might be. Yeah. Just check with you, Dave. Do you reckon I want to go a bit further, or do you reckon?
Just a bit more.
Bit more? Okay. Yep, that's pretty much flush. So, now what we're going to do is, which one did we use to support it? It was this one. No, it wasn't. That's the tool. Where's the tube that we used to have underneath it?
Tube.
Or we, no, we're not going to use that.
No.
Ah, there it is. That's it. So we're going to put that underneath here like that. And we have got a measuring device here. Now we've already measured on the original, and we know that it was at 5 thou.
50.
50 thou. Oh, I know what I'm talking about, don't I? And so we just got to now knock it back. So, whoops, that wasn't clever.
Just check it now, just see how far it's good.
Fine, I don't think it's actually gone very far. That's the 50. So looking down the side there. No, I can still see. No, that's not far enough. Dave, could you do for me what I did for you the other when we did the other one? If you hold that, or do you? I'll tell you what, I'll hold this and you knock it, because it worked quite well last time, didn't it? Best as a two-handed job, this. And what Dave's doing is looking down to see.
There's a gap, and there's not a gap.
There's not a gap. Right, that's brilliant. So you can see we've got this beveled end just there.
Oh.
And if I...
50th step.
a 50th step, so you can maybe see just here, there is now no gap just there. So we know that we've got that fuel line in there. It's set exactly right. And that was for 50th for richness of the fuel, wasn't it? Okay, so what we're now going to do is to fit the float chamber together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fit the float chamber petrol valve, and we have got a choice of 3 different widths of washer, and I'm going to use the narrowest one because we have already had a go at doing the other side, and when we did the other side the narrowest one fitted best there. So I'm going with the premise that the narrowest one will fit best on this one, so this goes in here. That's nice and tight. That's good. Now we'll fit the actual floats. They want to be fitted metal side up rather than plastic side up, and then you've got these grooves here which will then allow the float to fit comfortably inside the chamber, and they just clip in place like that. The next thing that we've got to do now is make sure, can you see how the floats are well down? Actually, Dave, I'm reckoning, looking at this, that is far too far down to even start with. Don't you think? I'm thinking we want to go for a thicker washer. What do you reckon?
No, it's probably the fact somebody's bent these. So,
Yeah. Just thinking that the thicker washer would do the trick straight away.
yeah, but if they're bent,
Yeah.
they're,
What's your thought? There we go, you brought them up. And this is the thing with this thin metal that we've got on there, it's bendable, so you can get it exactly the right height.
well, that's somewhere near. You can.
Okay.
You can.
Right, let's have a measure then. Because the next thing we've got to do is get the tops of these 16mm from the bottom here.
On the gasket, actually.
Yeah, on the gasket. So allowing a little bit for the gasket, so we have a little measuring device here. So we're going to see. So that's actually now too high. That's too high. So we're going to, but they were both too high. So I'm going to lift this a bit. Oh, far too much. Push that back down again. It's the tiniest adjustment, isn't it? Oh, look at that. That wants to go a little bit further down at the back. Right, let's just have a look at this one. And that's too far down, but it's exactly right at the back. So that is right there, but too high there. So let's just get that slightly bent that way. And slightly up at the front now. And this is right at the back, wrong at the front. A little bit more. Still wants to come up more. Right, try that. There we go. Okay, that one's fine. So that one is right at the back, definitely wrong at the front. So let's put some bend on that one. Way more. It's too high at the back, not enough at the front. I'll drop the whole thing down a little bit. That is take into account for the gasket. Oh, now how did that happen? I didn't touch the one at the other side. It was all set up right and it's bent itself.
You're a regaler on it.
Well, it seems that way. Right, let's see if we can drop this one down. No, that's still too high up. And this is not exactly going to be riveting watching, but this is what you have to go through to get it right. Too low at the front. Right, what do we like here? Still a little bit too high. Too low at the front. How come that's lower at the front even after I've bent it? Drop that one there. Turn that one there. Let's try that. Aha! Oh yes. Right, let's just try and move this one without affecting the other. Way too high at the back. So much for you saying I'd get this right first time, Dave.
Yeah.
It's not happened at all.
No.
No. But as you can see, basically, this is what we're trying to achieve. So after a lot of fiddling, we've got it as near as we can get it. Bearing in mind that there is going to be the thickness of the gasket as well. So here we have it on that side. It is going down slightly, but then by the time we've got the gasket on there, I think that is going to be pretty much where we want it to be for 16mm. So let's just dig out a gasket. Have you actually got it out already, Dave, the gasket for this, or not?
I've got two lots, but should be another one somewhere.
There should be.
I'm not sure what to guess because you've got another pair there. You want to break into them?
Yeah, break into that one then. But it's strange that we've lost it.
I don't think we've lost it. I think
No.
it's here. It's just a matter of finding where.
No, it's not, you know. Break into that package because it could have been with all of those. No, I'll just break into this one.
Oh, it is.
Oh, you got it. Ah, it's hiding. There we go. Lovely. So, place that on there. Place this over the top. And then screws. Here we go. So we've got long screws and we've got short screws. So long screws, pretty obvious through the thicker ones. I'm going to lift this up, make sure I'm getting it through here okay. There we go. That's interesting. I shouldn't have that there. That's got there by mistake somehow. And then do the other side. And then if we've got these two right, then the rest should, in theory, all fall into place. Okay, so we've got two short ones. Put that one there. And a short one. Put that one to there. And then we've got two long ones for these two bits here. Right, so I'm going to tighten diagonally. There's a very, very wise man told me that's the way to do it. Isn't that right, Dave?
All right.
That's right. Well, you just said it was. And then front and back. Oops. Okay, so now we'll just do diagonally until we can't go any further. Front and back. And diagonally again. No, that's not turning anymore. Neither's that one. Neither's that one. Nor's that. Well, I think we're pretty safe to say they are tightened up as good as they're going to be. Fabulous. So the next job we're going to do is to fit the butterfly valve, which is going to be going in here. And the first thing we've got to do is get this little brass washer, this locating washer in here. So we're going to do that with a mallet. Can I borrow that little one there? So. Okay, so that's nicely located.
Right.
Yes, you
And
do.
Yeah,
we're going
You've done it all, have you? Have I got the other one then? Take a screwdriver and it's ready to go.
Oh, got to be well done up there, haven't they?
They don't need dropping in the engine.
That is a very good point. Now, you know, like when we took them off originally, they were kind of bashed over.
They will be.
We're going to do the same, are we?
Well, peened, yes, I know about bashed.
Well, what do you call it?
Peened.
Peened. Right, okay.
Hammer.
Want a hammer? So what we're doing, which weight of hammer?
Hammer. That's about it.
Proper hammer. Right, where's the point? Look to where the hammers are.
Down.
Down. Oh yes. Okay, let's go for this one. So we're going to peen these. So just a sharp tap.
Oh, then.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
Get your head out of the way.
While we're using a joiner's hammer, I don't know.
Oh, sorry. You just said hammer. Oh, shall I get a different one?
No,
Again?
yeah.
And do you want to do the other one at the same while we're at it?
This one's stuck now.
Oh no, you're joking.
Yeah.
There we go. Phew.
Right, that's that one.
Right, this one. There you go. I was going to say, actually, yeah, because it shouldn't have actually bent the rod or anything, because you're supporting it underneath there, aren't you?
It's not bent the rod, it's just shocked it.
Right.
Till it's...
Okay, get your head out of the way. Yeah.
I'll fit it when you hit it, you do.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that better?
No, that one didn't lock up.
No. Right, I'll put this joiner's hammer away then. Promise I won't use it again.
Oh, you can use it for knocking nails in.
Oh, good, thank you. So you can tell on the audio here, Dave and I have a little bit of banter every now and again. So the next thing we're going to do is to attach this. What are these called properly, Dave?
Pardon?
What are these properly called?
Well,
some sort of heat
Oh, the heat sensitive.
things.
Air bypasses.
Right.
They just
So we've
weaken
got
it
a
off a little bit. When
small rubber washer. Drop that down the hole. That's it. Get it to locate nicely. Larger rubber washer goes over the end here. And then locates nicely just there. Okay, so oh, could I have a couple more of those washers, please, Dave?
No, I'm not letting you have them.
Aren't you? You miserly person. Thank you very much. Two nice shiny new washers from our repair kit. Whoop. Nearly lost it. That's it. Put this in here. Okay, just loosely tighten up the first one, as I was admonished by Dave just a second ago when I was doing the other one, to make sure I know what I was doing. And he said, oh, do you tighten it all the way up? And I said, well, yeah. He says, oh, it's always a good idea to get both in first and then tighten. So, being as Dave is the master, he knows what he's doing, I'm going to do exactly what he says. So there we go. So that's these two nicely tightened up, and we've now got those connected. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the choke part that we assembled earlier, we're going to attach that. So first of all we're going to put our gasket on, and that's going to go here. No, it isn't. That doesn't look right at all. That's because I had it inside out as such. There we go, that's the gasket. We're then going to put washers, screws through. That will then keep the gasket nicely in place. Beveled washer through on the other side. There we go. And that, just check, Dave, is that the right way around? Is
Yep.
that is looking right. Excellent. It's very handy having somebody that knows what they're doing looking over your shoulder. Right, so just offer these screws up. There we go, it's nice and tight. And that's nice and tight too. Wonderful. Now then, the other side is a bit different. This is the near side that we're going to do now. Okay. So the near side. Oh, have you got the gaskets for this side, Dave?
I thought I was in it, yeah.
Oh, yes, you have. It's just here, that's lovely. So we've got two screws. Is this the one I only had one washer for?
Yeah, I'm just going to see if we've got anything.
You're going to see if you've got no washer. The other side, choke has got a different attachment on just here. So, just like the other one, we're going to put the gasket on. And is that right? Yep, that's right. We're using some new star washers from the repair kit because we'd only got one of the originals. And put the screws through. That'll then help us keep the gasket in place. In you go, that's it. And then we're going to offer this up. There we go. That's good and tight. Lovely, so that's the near side and offside choke body. So we're now going to fit the choke fast idle body. So first we're going to put the spring on, just here. We're then going to put a spacer, just here. Oops, if I can get it on, it's got to just, there we go. And then that's our choke fast idle. Now there is a trick to this. I've tried doing this before, and we found out that if you put the hook on first and then spin this round, and there we go, that then fits absolutely perfectly. And so now we have that working nicely. So all that we need to do now is just bolt that into place. So nice spring washer, bolt. That doesn't feel right. Turn that over. It's a funny old thing sometimes. There we go, that's it. It's weird, sometimes when you're doing up these bolts, just turn them around and then they're happier. So, there we go. That's nice. And so now we have, as you can see here, so we have the accelerator, choke rather, hitting against the fast idle body there. Lovely. So that's that side done. We're going to do the same to the... So for the carburettor on the other side, it's slightly different in that that's all we've got on this piece. So spring, and what we have found is that the springs are slightly different, and we had got it so that the spring was on the wrong side originally, so we've kind of fixed that one. So here we go, pop that on like that, bring this round, and then, whoa, see, not like that. There we go, bring this round, and it's then just a case of jiggy, 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 getting this down into place. And that doesn't seem to want to go any further, and yet it should. Okay, I'm going to have a go without the spring on because that doesn't seem to be right at all. Let's just take this off, take that off. Yeah, so that does want to go in. So it's very, very tight. So it is literally just the tension of the spring that's stopping me from being able to get it. So here we go, round we go. If I can somehow make make sure that the tension of the spring doesn't foul it. There we are. There we are. Come on, all the way. Have we got it? Yeah. And the bolt will fix that for us. So, one bolt. And we've got one of those nice shiny spring washers. Yes, we have. So let's just pop this on. It doesn't want to go around that way. Let's pop it on that way. There we go. That's it. Perfect. Perfect. Lovely. Okay, so that's that little bit. Okay, so there is a valve that we need to check to make sure it's working, and it's just this. Now you can blow through here, and when it's can you hear the difference? We're blowing air out through there when we activate it like that. So that's working. So that's great.
That's float valve. That's float breather valve.
Float breather valve. Okay, fine.
The float chamber.
Float chamber valve. And we've got one on this side. Same, you can hear the difference. So that's working nicely too. Okay, so we're now going to attach the diaphragm, and if you remember when I was taking my carburettor apart, we have a little indent here and we have a knobbly bit just here, so we just got to make sure those are lining up, which they are. Drop this in and spin it around a little bit so that our screw holes are going to line up. Oop, just too far. There we go. And we can now screw this retaining plate in. Whatever you do when you're doing this, do not rest this on the needle. You have to be very, very careful of the needle. So I was going to get these good and tight. Apologies for having turned it the wrong way for the camera, but I need to get it done properly. Right, okay, that's that one done. Do you want me to pop this into the carburettor? Oh, we're going to do the other one.
Which carburettor is that one out of? It's that side. And that one with that one will do.
That one? This one? Okay. Does it make a difference though, Dave? Because these bits look identical.
Well, you'll see later on.
Okay. So, just as here we have a knobbly bit just there. That lines up with this little indent here. And I see I've got to get that lined up with the whole of the injector, just there. There we go, that's it, that's in place. Right, so that's now where it should be.
And then what will carry on?
Carry on, shall I put the top on? Okay.
Damper valve.
Spring.
We're on this one, aren't we?
We are. Lovely. And we have a little knobbly bit just there, which will tie up with this knobbly bit just here. Then it tells you that you've got it the right way around. That over there. And then, now screws for this one are in the box still. Oh, some nice shiny new screws in our repair kit. Thanks, Dave. Help yourself, Dave. You're doing that one, are you? Whoa! Nearly dropped that. Do you know what? I've got so excited about doing this, I've forgotten to drink my cup of tea. That's just terrible, isn't it? You're not wanting to talk while we're videoing, are you?
Hmm?
You're not wanting to talk while we're videoing, are you? There's so many bits to this carburettor though, aren't there? It's unbelievable. Right. Right, let's make sure that this is all good and tight all the way around. Yes, it is.
Before you get too carried away with that, make
Yeah.
sure the dash pot goes up and down.
Make sure the dash pot goes up and down. Now, how do we do that? Oh, just literally like that. It was going back down slowly, and then it went back down okay. Yes, so... Oh, yeah, now that's better. Now that it's actually done it once or twice. Lovely. Okay. So in other words, don't get so excited so quickly, eh, Dave? Should we do this one?
Yeah. In a minute. Just a minute.
Oh, just a minute. Oh, you're just doing the screws on that one.
Oh,
Okay.
you can finish them off. I'm just screwing
Right,
them.
you are.
So before you get that too tight, if you just waggle that about, it shows that you've got it. If you waggle that about and you can't turn it, shows you've got the tag in.
Get the tag in. Right, okay, lovely. So that's a proper term, a tag, rather than a knobbly bit.
If you want it to be a knobbly bit, it can be a knobbly bit. Hey,
Thank you very much. Right, I'll tighten these up then. The tag does sound an awful lot more professional than a knobbly bit though, doesn't it? Okay, so that's nice and
Did I
tight.
give you one too many screws last time?
You did actually, yes. Were you worried that we'd only got 3? Okay, so we're going to find the tag and make sure it lines up with this, and make sure that the needle goes nice. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to turn this round, because then with the light of the camera light, I can make sure I actually do get the needle going down the hole. There we go, that's perfect. And now where's the tag? I think the tag is round. Oh, it's here. And I've actually lost the hole for where the tag is on this. Oh, it's there, it's at the front. Right, so turn this around so I can use the light camera. I just do not want to damage this needle. There we go. That's it. and I'm just jiggling it so I know that the tag's in. Great. Okay, so I want the top.
Yeah, the spring.
And I want the spring. Yeah, spring's there. And we have another, we'll call it a tag this time then, on this side. And that then matches. Is there a tag here? Dave? We don't seem to have a tag on the outside of this. Oh, blind man, I'd like to see that. Right, there we go. Right. That's over there. There we are. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was there. Right. Screw these down.
Angie's in, look, I'm going to take this trifle.
Okay.
I'll go, come back to the centre and I've got the key for the bottom gate. You.
Right, so that's
You won't
all
want any tea then,
done.
you better all Kate.
And Dave was saying make sure this rises and falls. Yes, it does. Lovely. There we go. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to reattach these screws here. What are these ones called, Dave?
Well, they're air screws.
Air screws. Okay.
Just to make a fine balance at tick over.
Right. Ah, so this is what you adjust when you tick when it's not ticking over right.
Well, it's one of the things.
Okay. Right, so obviously they don't need to be screwed in tight all the
No,
way
you
then.
want to screw them in.
Yep.
And then turn them out to turn and a half.
Oh, okay. So let's just do that with this one. So screw it all in and then a turn and a half. Right, so that's all the way in. So that's half, a turn and a half.
Correct.
Okay, let's just do the other one. Finish screwing it all the way in. Okay, so that's all the way in. Half a turn, a full turn, half a turn. Right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is marry these up with the base. And the nice thing is that we have got the base, part of the big chock there stayed on, part of it didn't, so I know which way round we're going to be putting this on. So that is going to go here, and then we have got washers. In fact, I'm going to put a bolt on here. Oh gosh, this is going to be tricky. Very tricky. I've probably chosen the most difficult piece to do to start with, so let's just move this round and get onto something that's going to be slightly easier to access. So washer, bolt, much easier. Washer, bolt, washer, and bolt. Right, let's just try and extract this from here. Oh, I don't believe it.
You don't.
Oh, there we go. Got it. There we go. They have to make these things so fiddly, don't they? There we go. That's not the right size. Right, so that's 7/16. Need a next size up, Dave. 7/16. Thank you very much. There we go.
You're a
Perfect.
washer shoe, don't you?
Sorry?
You're a washer shoe.
Oh, I think I was. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's just get that out of the way because I don't want to damage it. Okay, so let's get some good tension put on now. Okay. Okay, and then last one. Okay, that's that. Now do the other side. Oh, it's looking like we have a carburettor again. washer, nut, washer, nut, they do make them tricky, these, don't they? Oh, hang on. Come on. Oh, okay, have I got it? No. There we go. Get it off and start again. Oh, come on, you. Ha ha ha. There we go. It's almost a battle of wills, isn't it? Carl going, no you won't, no you won't. I'm going, yes I will. There we are. Okay. It's nice having Dave watching over me while I'm doing this, because I know if I get it wrong, he'll be going, oh, shouldn't do that. Sorry?
Not too tight.
Not too tight. Okay. Must admit, I've done the other one quite tight, so...
No, I meant until you've gone all...
Oh, right, no, I'm not going to... Yeah. If it was looking like I was struggling, I wasn't. So, yeah. Get them all much the same and then go around and tighten them again. Is that what you're saying, Dave?
Right, tighten them diagonally.
Yeah. Oh, diagonally. Do you know what? I forgot to do that on the other one. I just tightened them up going round. So, here we go then. Tighten them diagonally. There's that one. Right, so let's do the diagonal. Do this one. And then do the diagonal. And then do it again. Make sure it's done, eh?
Yeah.
Check it. Oh, no, that's not going to go anywhere. So that's do the diagonal. That's not going to do anything. That's not going to do anything. And that's not going anywhere either. Whew.
Just drop a bit of oil down there. You can't fill them up yet because you're
So
you'll
does it,
spill it.
right, does it actually matter what sort of oil to put in?
No, I always put engine oil in.
Right, because I've got, what do you call it? Dashpot oil at home.
I'll use that then if you
Oh, I
want.
will do, but...
It just depends on... I mean, them dampers are just to stop it, the dashpot rising too quickly.
Right.
So you vary your oil on to how fast you know, if you're starting to get a bit of a flat spot or something like that, you've either got too thick a oil or too
All
thin
right,
oil.
okay.
It's either going up too fast or too slowly.
Right. So there we go.
Right,
Now then.
turn the linkage on. There's the bolts.
The linkage. So that's going to go just there.
Yeah, the other way around, I think, isn't it?
I think you're right. Do you? Now then, you took this off. I've got no idea how to put this back on. So do you want to?
Two holes there, look.
Yep.
No, we do. And one there. So you need that spacer there.
Yep.
So get them two in loosely.
Get them
first
two in loose. Will do.
Not tied up. You've sorted her out, have you?
So does it matter with which? Should be with those big ones.
Yeah. Oh, there they are. Try them
Those
two.
ones.
Try them two washes.
Okay. Yep. Let's put it on its back. Let's see what we're doing.
Not going to trap this in there, are you?
No, 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 no. Of course I'm not. Yes, I have. Oh dear. I did that on purpose so that people could see at home what not to do, Dave.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so that's just finger tight. So, now then, where do I put this one? I'm looking for something that should be fairly obvious, and I can't see.
On that,
It's going to be something that's...
it goes on the end of the shaft, wherever the... Where are we? That one goes on there, obviously.
Yep.
You're going to have to take that bolt off and put that on there.
Ah, right.
Eventually, when you get it all sorted out.
Fine.
Anyway, it'll go. When you get it all sorted, you'll see where it goes.
Right. So that one goes on there.
Mm.
So I've got to turn this then to...
Well, I hope not. It should be
in the right place, should it?
Yeah. So
Well,
obviously this is not in the right place. Well, we haven't done anything with this,
No.
so that should go on like that.
Ah, there it is. Right, let's just turn it around so the camera can see.
No. It's not right, that isn't.
Isn't it?
It's going crossways. Something's very wrong here. Right, we'll be right in a minute.
Oh, I put the arms around the wrong way.
That's about the size of it. There
Right.
we are.
And now it all fits perfectly. Right, okay, so... Yeah, it was me. I put the arms around the wrong. So that one goes to there. And this one, we're going to undo this bolt so that we can then have that fitted on there. Wrong size. That size.
Got one of them pretty washers on there, haven't you?
Yep.
You got one on there now.
Okay, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to do that up before it comes undone by accident. No, it doesn't want to go on. Turn it around the other way up. doesn't seem to want to. It's like it's cross-threading. Oh, there we go. Not cross-threading anymore. Do you know, when we were having problems putting these arms on, I'm thinking, don't say that that brass arm for the butterfly was too long again, like it was on the other one that we had. But it's fine. Okay, so let's take this one off. Take that off. And that fits perfectly. There we go. No, it's not quite comfortable. There it is. That's good. And now I can do this up. Okay. So the next piece that we've got to do to get the part is the linkage is to put this little spacer behind here, and oh, see, I knew I was going to do something silly like that. There we go. Let's try again. I'll try doing it that way. See if that works better. So yes, it does. There we go. So now I can get it on there and screw it into this hole. There we go. Do we have a small spanner for that, Dave, at all?
Depends what you want.
I reckon that will just be about right. Is it? Yep, that's lovely. Gosh, let's have such a tight fit. Do you know what? I'm not sure if that is the right size.
Well, the thing is, that's 2BA probably, and that's an AF spanner.
There we go. That's that done.
Them too tight, the other two.
Which, oh yes. Let's just finish these off. And then that is it, Dave?
Not quite.
Oh, not quite. There's always some more to do, isn't there? Because it's looking pretty much like a carburettor should look to me. Okay, so what's next?
Well, I just want to get a rough setup.
Right.
Going. We'll just see if I can get this ball off. I didn't want to come off last time. I wanted to get them off. And they don't want to come off now. They are very, very tight. I think if anybody ought to break it, it should be you.
Cheers. I don't really want to break it either.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do then if we don't want to break it. I'll undo this.
I'll tell you what, can we turn it round? We can see what you're doing.
Put these spans away first. 3. I'm going to take screws off the stops.
So this is when we put it back on the car. It's roughly set up, so it should start. Is that right, Dave?
Well, that's the plan. So taking both the stops off the butterflies. Right, so they're both the screws are clear of the stops now. So the butterflies are as closed as they can go, and the linkage is loose. So now I'm just going to put a little bit on. So I'm going to run these down until they touch. And they're just starting to open now.
Okay.
I've just got a little bit on. So I've just got a little bit on the butterflies. And they're both the same, because the linkage is still loose. Put that back together again. So whatever we move on one, we move the same on the other. That's the plan.
It sounds a good plan to me.
So when you connect your linkage up, don't forget to get this. Right. Just about there. So not on the stop. Just a small gap there. So when you connect your cable up. So that'll allow the linkage to be free. Not being held by the
No.
If you get it on there, the cable will hold it, and no matter what you do with these screws, it won't.
No.
Obviously, it won't let it off.
Yes.
If you want to slow it down, you can't, because that's holding it on.
Right. Lovely.
So I think
we're done.
I don't think there's much else. So if it won't tick over, just I'll give it another half a turn on each one.
Right. Okay.
And if it's too fast, obviously knock them back a bit. So
thank you very, very much, Dave.
it's just a matter of trying it now.
Yeah.